Hi everybody, Judy Tuttle here from Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Midland, Texas, and I'm here today for the day 3, the third day of projects using beautiful gallery suite from the annual catalog. I will show you what we've done so far. Today is the last day. It's a 3D day, and I have a fabulous box to show you that I've created using this beautiful suite. Before we get started with stamping, I want to tell you about some things that you need to know. We have a great sale going on right now that is a 2025 to 2027 in color product sale. Anything involving Cloud Cover, Darling Duckling, Secret Sea, Strawberry Slush, and Timid Tiger. Paper, kits, ink, ribbon, embellishments, any of those things that have those colors in them are on sale for 15% off, okay? So great time to stock up on some in color paper. I love Secret Sea and Strawberry Slush and Cloud Cover. Those are the 3 that I tend to be using the most. So great time to stock up on some great colors and get all that designer series paper and everything that coordinates with them. So that is until the end of August, okay? Then the Creating for Christ class called Your God's Masterpiece will registration will close in 3 days. So if you're interested in taking that class, I need you to register. I will be sure to put that link up in the description after this video is over. I am having an adhesive sale right now. Get a great glittered bag packed full of Seal Plus or regular seal and refills and dimensionals and liquid glue and glue dots and tear and tape, and I feel like there's one more thing. Maybe that's it. So you can get it shipped to your door for $44 if you want the Seal Plus, or $38 if you just want the seal. So that will last until August the 10th, which is about 4 days away. Okay, then okay, I've already done that. Let's do this last one. We have a craft along coming up at the end of August using the Jar of Joy stamp set and the Sweet Jar Punch. This craft along makes 10 cards. You get over $25 in product, and it's shipped to your door for $50. Okay, so 10 really cute Christmas cards to go out in the mail, and you're 10 down and however many more to go after that. Okay, so I'm going to go to my hands here. This week we have been focusing on the beautiful gallery suite. Let me grab my catalog here. It is on pages 52 and 53. I better go to my hands here, right? Of the annual catalog. You get 2 bundles, an embossing folder, some embellishments, some ribbon, and this beautiful 6x6 DSP, which happens to be on sale right now because it has Cloud Cover and Secret Sea in the paper. Okay, so it's gorgeous. You're gonna love it, and they have devoted lots of pages to the annual catalog to this suite. So I have so enjoyed crafting this week out of this suite with you. Hi, Debbie. Thank you so much for coming from Southwest Michigan. I appreciate you being here. Okay, so here are the stamp sets. Gallery Blooms is just flowers. Beautiful Motifs has all those amazing sentiments and some little highlighting type stamps. And then these are all the dies that come in there. Look how many dies that is. So pretty. And this is the Damask embossing folder. Hi, Laura. Glad to have you here. And then we also have this basic beige ribbon. And these, I'm about out of the ones I've been using this week. These are pressed flower motifs. And they are self-adhesive dots that have some weight to them. They're really pretty, substantial. Okay, so let me show you what we've done already this week using this suite. day one, we made this beautiful thank you card. We have some peach pie in that, some Lost Lagoon, this beautiful DSP. We use that damask embossing folder. We've got everything on here. The gems. We use the textured notes dies for our frame there, and then inside is so pretty, right? So that was card number one. This was card number two. Lots of layers on this card. It is stinking gorgeous. Thinking of you, and I'm here for you always. Great card for someone going through hard times, a sympathy card, any of those things. It's just gorgeous, and they will feel loved when they receive this card in the mail. Okay, and then yesterday I did two fun fold cards. This one would make a great wedding card, right? And it opens, it has a side flap open here. I don't know the name of this. People are always asking me the names of folds, and I don't know. But this one is super pretty. I love this paper. It has a very rich, nostalgic feel to it, and it says wishing you love and happiness that lasts a lifetime. So great for anniversary or wedding, something like that. And then the last card we did yesterday was this awesome three-fold card. Sits up like this, gorgeous. It uses that die that just pops out the leaves there. You've been on my mind. I'm here for you always, and a little place to write a special note. Isn't that gorgeous? This uses Secret Sea. We have basic beige and basic white and a little bit of cloud cover added in there for those leaves. So it folds up nicely into a regular envelope. It's thick. You probably would need extra postage if you weren't giving it to somebody straight away, you know, without mailing it. Okay, so today we are making this cute box. How sweet is this? I love how we stamped on the lid. We used a little bit of that designer series paper in there, mossy meadow, basic beige, and a celebrate tag. That's a gorgeous little box. Easily fits a gift card and some chocolates or some jewelry. Lots of fun things that you can put inside this box. So let me tell you how I made it. Okay, so I have a lid and I have a base. Okay, so here's my, let's start with the bottom. Okay, so the bottom is, I have my measurements here. The bottom is 5.5 by 6.5, scored at 1 1/4 on all four sides. Okay, 5.5 by 6.5, scored at 1 1/4 on all four sides. And what I love about this box is that you can get the top and the bottom out of one sheet of cardstock. Okay, so let's start with the bottom. 5.5 by 6.5, scored at 1 1/4 on all four sides. Okay, so I'm going to grab my paper snips here, and I'm just going to take and score up this corner piece right here. You guys probably all know how to make a box, but sometimes there's new people out there that just need to see it. Okay, so I'm cutting up those side score lines just to this score line right here. And then I'm going to flip it around and do the same thing on the other side. So if you would like to get this class in the mail, you just have to place a $50 order in my online store. I'll provide the make and take, a PDF of all the directions, everything cut and ready to go for you. I'm not allowed to stamp things, so if you need the stamps, you might need to order those as part of your $50 order. Or, you know what? This suite is incredible. You will not be sad if you buy the entire suite. And if you spend more than $60, I throw in the embellishments for free. Okay, there we go. So here's my box bottom. And I am just going to put some tear and tape on my corners here. So I have a hair appointment at 1 today, so that is why I needed to go a little bit early. I was afraid if I went at noon like I usually do, it might run over and then I'd be late, and that would not be nice to my hair girl. I'm in need of a haircut. I feel very bushy and long-haired right now. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to pull these off, and I have found it helpful to like burnish it down with a bone folder, those tear and tape pieces. And then I just take my paper snips and lift it up from the side and pull up that wax paper. You guys know how it gets, right? You're like, it's time for a haircut. I can feel it coming, and you're so glad when you look at your calendar and realize it's only a few days away. That's how I felt this week. I was like, oh, I'm so glad. Okay, so I'm going to pull these in and form my corners of my box right like that. Do the same thing on this side, and then repeat that here on this other side. Isn't this a great size box? I love. And I'm going to I'm going to put it together very quickly. Typically, I would probably put more tear and tape than this, but for the sake of the video, I'm just going to put it on real quick and get this box bottom together, and then I can focus on the top, which is where all the fun is. Okay. Pull up my tear and tape here. Then here on this other side. All right, so there's my box bottom. Okay, just going to set that aside for just a moment. I'm going to focus on my top. Okay, I'm going to bring out my rubber mat because it helped when I was doing this earlier. I'm going to grab this stamp, which kind of looks like, I don't know what it is. I shouldn't even try to guess. It kind of looks like a delphinium, wisteria, I don't know, a spiky flower, let's say that. And I'm taking this and I'm actually going to stamp over the whole box, and I'm going to just kind of go off the edge kind of randomly. Grab a piece of paper here, put underneath that because I want to put just a little bit right here, even if it won't show very much. It'll make me feel like I'm being cohesive in how I'm stamping. So this mat really does help quite a bit. To get a good image stamped. Some of this probably won't show once I put the box together, but that's okay. I just like the feeling of knowing that I'm getting it covered pretty well. Let's go down here. And maybe one more right here. So pretty, right? Isn't that gorgeous? All right, so I did pecan pie ink on pecan pie, which is what the lid is. Okay, so what's the size of the lid? Are you guys screaming at me out there? So the top of the box is 4 7/8 by 5 7/8, scored at 7/8 on all 4 sides. Okay, if you need to take a picture of that, here's the bottom and the top. I got them mixed up there for a second, but fixed it. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing with this as I did to the box bottom, okay? So we're going to just cut these corners just up to the score line. take a little bit extra out just to help it all kind of merge together. There we go. So it should look like this when you're done. Okay, let me put it on my white here so you can see it a little bit better. You can see I've just taken a little bit out of each corner right there. Okay, I'm going to grab my bone folder. I'm going to fold all these edges to the inside. Okay. All right, and then on all these four corners, I'm going to put just a little piece of tear and tape. Tear and tape is our strongest adhesive, so it's perfect for 3D projects, which is why I included it in my adhesive sale that I'm having. In my pouch, you'll get a whole roll of this, and it lasts a really long time. Tear and tape is not something you use every day, right? So it's best for 3D projects or really heavy adhesion when you have something that's a little heavy and you want to make sure it glues together really well. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to burnish those down. Okay, I'm going to lift up the wax paper on all of these. And put my box together. My box top together here. Okay. So I'm going to fold this in. Fold this in. I just make sure that these edges are flush right there. Fold this in. And fold this one to the inside. There we go. So there's my box top, okay? So this is when you would fill it, right? Gift card, candy, jewelry, whatever you want. And that lid fits on it so nicely. Look at that, okay? So we're going to take some ribbon, and you need it pretty long. So I'm going to do like 2 lengths of my board here. Okay, and I'm going to go long ways, like this, flip it over, just like you would do a Christmas package, right? Do you guys use real ribbon on your Christmas packages? I am a stickler for that. I love real ribbon on my Christmas packages and beautiful bows. Okay. So I'm going to twist this like this on the back, flip it over, adjust everything, and then I'm going to have it a little bit more. I need to go a little bit more that other way. So here we go. Let's go a little bit more this way. Okay. I thought this was the hardest part of the whole thing. Putting the box together was a breeze. And you wouldn't have to do a crisscross bow, but it sure is pretty. Sure is worth the extra effort, I think. Okay, so this one's going here. This one's going here. There we go. Underneath. All right. And this is going to hold that box all together. Going to tie a knot right here. There we go. So pretty, right? And then I'm going to tie it in a bow right here. All right, so there's my bow on my box. I'm going to cut this off, cut those legs off a little bit there, and there we go. Okay, so now let's do the tag. So for the tag, I actually took this piece of designer series paper that's part of that beautiful gallery seat. It's so pretty, but I loved the assortment of colors that were in here. You got that basic beige up there, the mossy meadow, and a little pecan pie in it there at the bottom, and it's the opposite side of this paper that's blue. So I have cut that DSP into a little tag like this, and it is 2 inches by 3¼ inches, okay? Then I cut myself a Mossy Meadow tag from the Nested Essentials dies, and I'm gonna stamp this Queen Anne's lace in Mossy Meadow on that Mossy Meadow tag. Okay, so it's gonna go right like that. Okay, then I die cut 2 sprigs for us. Pull those out here. I have this one that looks like a smaller version of that Queen Anne's lace, and then I have this one that looks just like a sprig. These are both going to get adhered right here, kind of on that side of the tag, okay? So let me grab some liquid glue. Here we go. Just gonna add a few dots here on the back. Don't want to overdo it on the liquid glue ever. Don't need a lot. We tend to overdo it, I think. Okay? It's one of the hardest things to teach new stampers is that, you know, you don't have to be too heavy. This is going to adhere well with just a little bit of glue. So that's going to go right like that. Then I'm taking this. Hi, Imelda. I'm making a sweet box. You would love this box. I know how much you love 3D projects. Okay, so we're going to add some dimensionals just right on one side of my tag there. It's going to get popped up kind of off the edge a little bit, right like that. So there's my tag. And now this is going to get popped up right here on my box top, and I want it to go off the edge just a tiny bit, okay? So I'm going to add dimensionals again. Here we go. I'm not going all the way to the bottom because I know the bottom edge is going to go off the box a little bit. There we go. I'm going to kind of tuck it, oops, almost upside down there, tuck it kind of right under and let it go off the edge of the box just a little bit, okay? Now, all I have to do is make my tag. So I have a piece of basic beige here that is a 1/2 inch wide, and it is purposefully too long, okay? So I'm going to grab my sentiment, which is Celebrate, my Mossy Meadow ink pad, and I'm going to stamp Celebrate on this 1/2 inch, there we go, tag, right like that. I'm going to grab my Crop-A-Dial here, and I'm going to punch a little hole right here by the C on Celebrate. There we go. Cut off and make a little banner right here. There we go. There's our tag. Now, I have to tell you something. I used this beautiful gold trim on my box to put the tag on, and then realized it has been discontinued. So if you place an order to get this class in the mail to go, I will throw a roll of this into your order for free because I have several rolls, and I didn't even realize it had been retired or discontinued or whatever word they're using. Okay, so I'm taking 2 strings of this gold ribbon. I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm just going to weave that into this hole right here, those loops, if I'm lucky. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So I have these 2 loops right here, and then I'm going to grab the gold thread at the top and pull it through. And then I'm just going to tie this right up here onto my bow at the top. So I'm going to weave the thread under the ribbon, move it to the center of the bow, and tie another bow using the gold thread. You know what would be great with this too is linen thread. You could easily use linen thread with this, and it would be gorgeous as well. It all has that kind of feel. I don't know. I thought a little gold would be nice and give it kind of a classy look, right? Let me pull these threads a little bit shorter here. Adjust my tails. There we go. And cut this off. And then if you want to, how pretty is that, you guys? Add a few of these embellishments to the front of the box. Here. Here. So if you wanted to put in an order for the, let's see where, maybe right there, for the In Color sale, then you could get this in the mail for free if that order comes out to be $50 or more. And then $60 or more, and I'll throw in the embellishments. And of course, I already told you I'd give you this gold thread. So what do you guys think of this box? Isn't it lovely? So pretty. I love how that stamping shows on the edge of the box as well. So let's pull out all of our projects. That was our box. This was yesterday's Fun Fold card. So pretty. This was another one of yesterday's Fun Fold cards here. Then we have the 2 regular A2 size cards, but you know, gorgeous. Lots of layers on that. I'm here for you always. And thank you for everything right there as well. Okay, so these are the projects you will get in the mail with any order of $50 or more. And I hope you love this week's projects. I hope I inspired you to make beautiful things, to make people happy and make them feel loved. So God bless, and I won't be back till next Monday, but we'll have another beautiful online card class to go for you next week as well. Show me some likes and some love. Share me out like Debbie did, and let other people see my passion for paper crafting and showing love to others. So God bless, and we'll see you next week.